We lost the game. We lost the game. I think that was we would like to have won the game. We made some changes to the team. I thought we learned a lot actually about the opposition, and we learned a lot about our own team as well and our own players. You know, I think there's two parts to my job here. One is to win games of cricket, and the other is to develop young Indian cricketers. You know, and I think the fact that we're in a position where we're able to put, again, a 16-year-old leg spinner out and an 18-year-old fast bowler out into a first game, I think that should be that should be celebrated, and that's what this competition is all about. So, you know, this competition is about growing young Indian cricketers and giving them an experience to, you know, we had another Shweta open the batting as well, and she was out there, and, you know, we've played some really young players tonight, and I'm really excited about that. The fact that we lost the game is we lost the game, and yes, but at the same time we learned a lot about Delhi, who played their full strength side against us, and that's the second time we've obviously lost to them. However, you know, I think we're learning about how we can play against them, so hopefully we can play against them on Sunday.
The score, or you thought it was a bit under par, or?
The score?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the conditions, there was a bit of dew in the first time actually that we've had dew here in this competition, and I think it did make a little bit of a difference, especially against the new ball. I thought the ball skidded on quite nicely and it looked a lot easier to time in the power play against our faster bowlers and our spinners, to be honest. So, you know, I think that made quite a big difference in the game. The conditions changed a little bit, but then, you know, the score was the score we got. So obviously Grace has missed out. She's been a big part of our batting. She had a minor injury, and I didn't want to risk her. So no, we played Shamlin instead. Well, I think you've seen 3 games now from Parshavi, you know, who's bowled. I thought in the last game against Gujarat, bowling the last 2 overs against Ashley Gardner, who's set at 60. You know, the highest paid player in the tournament. It comes with a massive reputation, and she comes on and she bowls her out. You know, that's something that she'll remember forever, and that experience she'll remember that first time forever. You know, she would have gained a hell of a lot of confidence from that. We now know that she's got enough skill to play, and we now know she can handle pressure, because that's a big pressure situation for her. So, and that's the same with Yashashli coming out and bowling today at the top players in the world. She's going to learn so much. She's a really bright young lady. She's got an incredible appetite for learning. She's incredibly curious, and she goes out and you could see her managing her own field. When you're out there, if you're watching the game closely, she's managing her own field out there in a high pressure situation, something she's never done before. And she'll come away and she'll review that with her coach, Ashley Nofke, and they've been working really closely together about how to use different tactics in the game. And I thought at times, bowling against Lanning and Verma and Cap and Capsey, you know, 4 incredibly talented players, she actually held her own quite nicely. And there's, I think, for the future for us, the UP Warriorz, and for her in particular, I think that it's really bright. I think we looked at the run rates last night, and we needed to win by 200 runs, I think. So, you know, that's quite unlikely, you know, that was going to happen. So we picked the 11 last night. I wanted to give opportunities. I wanted to give Shweta another chance at the top, and actually the intent that she showed, and when she went out to bat, I thought actually there's a more talent there for us at UP to think about in the future as well. So, you know, I think, you know, I was really happy actually with how those young players have played today. You know, and obviously Talia McGrath played a lovely innings, and she's shown her quality to take I thought it was really interesting when she should have walked over to Meg Lanning and taken the orange cap off her maybe while she was batting, because she had to take it off when she was fielding when Lanning went past her. So I thought that was a little bit brutal, but you know, I think it's all great fun of the WPL. Not necessarily a role, but just how I want them to play. In terms of, I want them to always show intent to score, and always try and put the bowler under pressure. You know, so if you flip it around, obviously I'm an old fast bowler. You know, you flip it around, and when you stand at the top of your mark, if you feel like the margin for error is really small, then you're more likely to miss. And so I want our batters to go and put the bowlers under pressure, so they know that if they miss, we're going to hit it. So it's more about the intent of how we're going to go and play, and the intent to score, and the intent to put the bowler under pressure. And so then the bowler more likely to miss, and you're more likely to score. So that's the way I'd like to talk to them. Which I think is very different to what they've been used to in terms of how they've been coached in India so far. You know, so it's a new way of thinking. It's something that they're trying to do, and some of them get a little confused at times about, especially when we were chasing a low total at against Mumbai at the DY, and our opening batters went out and just just got behind the ball and blocked it a little bit. That's the first time I've been a little disappointed in how we played in that first period there, because I wanted our opening batters to go out and show the same intent and not make it easy for the bowlers. You know, and I think you'll see Delhi do that very, very well. You know, that's something that they do very well in the power play. But again, that's something that we've learned about them tonight and in the previous game we played against them. So hopefully when we come up against them on Sunday, we can put a plan together that can help us take early wickets. Because I think you saw with Delhi in particular, if you get a chance to take early wickets, and you do, then the middle order is not quite as strong. So initially, very, very tricky. You know, obviously there's an obvious language barrier in myself, but we used our local coaches, Andrew Jain and Joy. I call him Joy. I don't know what's his name. Joy. Should we just he said just call me Joy. So Joy is our fielding coach, and we've used him. So both of them have actually been really good at translating and helping the girls understand. So there is a language barrier, but I think as the way through the tournament has gone on, what I think we've done really well in particular with our franchises, the girls have really gelled together really nicely. Our overseas players have been 100% committed to helping grow them and helping them be better cricketers. So the environment that we've created is something that is completely integrated now, and everyone's working with each other across Indian players to Australians to English to South Africans. You know, so I'm really. We have a lot of cricket conversations going on. Sometimes around the cricket, sometimes at practice. More often at the hotel when the girls are enjoying each other's company. So actually, it was very tricky to start with, but I think organically it's grown. But also we've had to force that on them a little bit as well.
আমাদের ভিডিও ভালো লাগলে লাইক এবং শেয়ার করুন। কমেন্ট সেকশনে গিয়ে জানান আপনাদের মতামত। আরও ভিডিও পেতে আমাদের চ্যানেল সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন এবং প্রতি মুহূর্তে খবরের আপডেট পেতে প্রেস করুন বেল আইকন।